So before we dive into everything, I want to go over some key points that you guys need to remember. And the first one is that Facebook ads and any form of advertising at all is basically just targeted guessing. Like, you're really not going to know anything that works. There is all these proven strategies, and I'm going to show you them, that are going to help you get success. But in the end of the day, success is in your hands. There is going to be a ton of things that you need to try, and maybe you get success quick, maybe you don't. That's just the name of the game with advertising. And you also have to keep in mind that there's a million ways to make $1 million. There are so many different advertising strategies. There's so many different things that work for certain products, for certain demographics, and it really is going to change depending on the niche you're selling. Like, for example, this is something we'll talk about later, but there's a carousel ad option that works really good for like niche stores. Like when I was doing my street style men's store that had a bunch of different products, I could advertise a certain collection, like our sneaker collection, and show a bunch of shoes in a carousel ad, and that would work really, really good. But since I'm selling one product, I have a one product store, carousel ads might not be our favorite. So there's tons of different things you can play with. I'm going to try to go over all of the options and give you a very good in-depth explanation of what works, what doesn't work, and kind of where Facebook's at right now. So let's jump into the computer and get into it. All right, so the first thing we want to do is go into our ad account and hit account overview. You can do that by hitting this little button right here under your ad account name, or your business manager name, I believe it is. And you want to make sure that everything's good right here. You might have something right here that says you need to set up event conversions or event configurations or something. So what we want to do, in case you have that, and it'll have a button right here to click to it, but if you don't see the button, let's just make sure. Let's hit events manager. You should be taken to a screen like this, and you want to hit manage prioritize events right here, and you want to make sure that you have these looking exactly like mine. So click into it, hit manage events, hit edit, and you want to make sure you have your pixel set up and your purchase is your highest priority, followed by add payment info, initiate checkout, add to cart, view content. You can just come in here, click your pixel, you can hit add event to get all 5 in, and just scroll through and click the according ones to make it look like this. This is going to show Facebook that, hey, our funnel is starting with view content, going to add to cart, initiate checkout, payment info, leading into a purchase. We want purchases the most. So kind of weird, kind of dumb that you need to set this up, but make sure it is set up. Then next we want to go back and just make sure that our pixel is firing. It looks like we're getting a good amount of data here. I am running TikTok ads right now, and what's really cool is we've hit a $500 day today. We also got our payments on hold. So if your payments get on hold, it's a good problem. It kind of sucks. It is a problem, but it's good. It shows that you're scaling really quick, and Shopify wants to make sure everything's okay. So I have to go through that. We have a video in the bonus module. It's like the last module called bonus module that goes over like putting out fires and how to handle issues like this, but super exciting there. I think we're going to get to $1,000 days very quickly once we start executing on Facebook. So fun stuff there. But yeah, just make sure that your pixel is actually firing correctly. Now I want to jump in this kind of whiteboard thing we got going here and go over the testing strategy for Facebook. So right here, you can see we have campaign and we have different placements inside. We have feed placements, story placements, and reels. Reels are just like the TikTok videos basically. And our setup is basically the same as TikTok. We want to have one campaign for each placement though. That's kind of the only difference. So right now we have a bunch of TikTok videos. Hopefully some of them are doing good, just like with my store. This is all from TikTok ads from our TikTok videos. So I want to start with a reels campaign where that's the only placement I'm focusing on. And when it comes to the ad group, I kind of want to copy the same vibe with TikTok. I want to have really minimal targeting, $50 to $100 budget, and I want to throw all of my good creatives in there. And honestly, I might just throw all of my creatives and see which ones it likes, because Facebook could like a video that TikTok didn't really like. So it's good to throw all of them in there and just kind of see what Facebook likes, and then do that same exact process. If one video is getting a ton of spend, we want to make sure that that one's getting good data. If it's not getting good data, not getting good sales analytics, then we need to kill that one. So it diversifies the spend between the other videos. And just the exact same thing with TikTok. We want to manage it out, make sure we're getting cost per purchases at a decent price that makes us money, and making sure we have a good ROAS. So with Facebook, we want to have campaigns like this for each of the different placements. So we have reels, we have stories, and then we have feed posts that are like pictures, and then we have carousels. There's also like feed videos that you can make. Images usually do the best. A feed video is basically just a reel. It's on the Facebook feed and Instagram feed, and it's a square instead of like the big Instagram and like vertical video full screen format. So these are the different campaigns we want to do, and it's basically just a duplicate of the exact same stuff we're doing on TikTok with the different placements. Now we also want to have retargeting. With TikTok, retargeting is really weird. It doesn't really work good. I've never gotten good results with it, but with Facebook, retargeting is extremely good. When it comes to retargeting, we basically want a campaign, and you don't really get into retargeting until you're like actually getting traction. I'm just going over the theoretics behind the funnels and everything we want to do. And this is just the testing strategy. So we also have at the top, I want to go over this. Your goal with the testing strategy is to grab attention within specific demographics, hook them in and get them familiar with your brand, your product, your offer, what your product does, how it's going to benefit them. These are things we want to communicate, and we want to make sure we're hooking in those key demographics that we think are going to be purchasers, right? So for example, we could have subcategories, and I know this is getting a little complicated, but we could have one Reels campaign that just targets kind of everyone, like, hey, if you have aches and pains, like come use this product. Then we can have another Reels campaign that targets that specific demographic of like football players or boxers or really anything along those lines. And you can do the exact same thing with different creatives that specifically target them, and you can target football players instead of just doing open targeting. So it can get to the point where you have a ton of different campaigns with a ton of different marketing angles. Basically, every marketing angle you're doing should have its own campaign, and you can label them like that. So you can see how it gets pretty busy, it gets pretty chaotic on Facebook, but you could be and should be doing all of this on TikTok as well. So everything that I'm talking about, like TikTok and Facebook, are starting to get more and more similar. The algorithms are getting better and better, and it's starting to get to the point where we want to be as hands-off as possible. We want to be doing the most broad targeting possible. We want really big audiences, and we want Facebook, we want TikTok to take the wheel and steer towards our customers, and we just want to provide them with really good offers, guarantees, videos, and products, and cool websites, and all that stuff, so they can present that to the people that use their platform and get us a ton of sales. We want to get out there to what's called cold traffic. I'm going to go back to it again, sorry. There's cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. It's pretty obvious. You don't need to think about it too hard. Cold traffic is people that have never interacted with your brand. Warm traffic is people that have interacted with your brand. They've either gone to your website, they've engaged on one of your posts. And hot traffic is someone that's like added to cart. They've initiated the checkout process, but they haven't purchased. So there's different forms of retargeting based on the funnel. We could have videos that target mass amounts of people, and the goal is not even really to get sales. It's just to build brand awareness. Then we can go into a warm traffic campaign funnel that its entire goal is to just target people that watch the cold traffic video and tell them more about the brand, about the product. This is where we would talk about the relief you get from the product. Right here is where we would talk about, hey, this has a 1-year warranty for free. We even do lifetime warranties. We have 30-day money back guarantees. So someone sees the ad, then they get retargeted with another ad that talks about the guarantees. Then if they still don't convert, you have another ad that targets the people that watch this one and says, hey, get 20% off today. And you give them a discount code. This is some big brand stuff. This is what we're going to focus on, like end game. That's our goal, is to really have ads that target each other this way. And the cold traffic is going to get huge budgets. This is going to get smaller budgets, and this is going to get even smaller budgets. And in the end of the day, even your cold traffic is going to be getting you sales. But on the ones that don't convert, you have a higher chance of getting a sale here, then an even higher chance of getting a sale here. And if they don't even convert here, they've been to your website, they've probably added to cart, right? Or else they wouldn't be hot traffic, because that's kind of what defines hot traffic, is someone who has like really big purchase intent, like they added to cart, they put in their payment info. If they still didn't purchase, you can also email them. You can send them text messages with discount codes, right? And discount codes you kind of want to save for like hot traffic. You don't want to give out discount codes day one to cold traffic, because you might not need to, right? You might be shooting yourself in the foot and giving them a product cheaper when they would have bought it anyway. So this is a lot of theoretical stuff. This is a lot of big things. And by the way, I'm going to try to have this Miro board in the description below this video, where you can download it or just open up the web link, play around with it, and kind of get a better understanding of what's going on here. So with all this strategy stuff being said, today all I'm going to focus on is creating a reel ad, because I already have the videos. I just want to target placements on reels. Later I'll be doing retargeting, and later I'll be setting up stories, feed posts, probably not carousels, but I wanted to at least create some as an example for you of like, what does a story ad look? What does a feed post ad look like, right? Because we've already seen reel ads for like the reels, the TikTok videos. We've already seen these kind of short form vertical video ads. What does a story ad look like for Instagram stories? Or what does a single image like feed ad look like? So here's some examples. Right here we have some single image feed ads that we can use, and you can also turn them into a feed video, because feed videos are square, and you can do it really easy with Canva animations. So right here, this is basic stuff. I just grabbed like old creatives from like my product images that I did and like my description for my product page of the website. Grabbed some of that stuff, copy and pasted it into an Instagram 1080 by 1080 frame. Super easy stuff. And we just added some animations on it. So when you hit play, you can turn it into a video. So this piece of content could be a single post image for the feed, or it could be a video with some little animations. So super simple there. Buy two, save 40% off. This is an example of a retargeting towards hot traffic, someone who has purchase intent, but for some reason didn't purchase. We can show them a deal. We can give them a discount code. And this one would be more cold traffic. This would be going to someone that has no clue who New Cup is. They don't know what cupping therapy is, and they've never heard of us, and we want to try to get a sale. That's what this first one would be right here. Hey, do you have knots, aches, tension, pain? Try cupping therapy, basically. Then we could retarget them with, hey, if you buy two, you get 40% off. They still don't buy. We can say, hey, use code SAVE to save extra 20% off at checkout. So that could be a little example of cold, warm, and then hot would just be this. So we can watch that last one real quick. Use code SAVE for 20% off, right? So simple stuff. This is cold traffic, warm traffic. You could also put like our lifetime guarantee up here, or 1-year warranty, or 30-day money back guarantee on all products. Any kind of thing that's gonna make them feel secure and safe with their purchase. And then this is like, hey, how about you just buy the product and get out of our funnel? Like this is like your last attempt, like, hey, here's a huge discount, please just purchase. Then we have story posts. So let's look at these ones. Cupping therapy. Do you have knots, aches, tension, pain? Try cupping. I just came up with these really quick, guys. This is like some super easy stuff. I have a red background, some big images that I already have on my website anyway. This took me seconds to build up, and overall they look really good. But this is kind of the vibe with stories and with images on Facebook, is keep them simple. Don't have like a million things popping up, text. You have all the benefits of your product and like arrows and so many design elements. Keep it really, really simple when it comes to Facebook. In the end of the day, with all advertising, the only goal of the advertisement is to get them to the website. The only goal of the website is to get them to add to cart. The only goal of the add to cart is to get them to purchase, right? It's a funnel. Each step has its own goal. We're not trying to get them to purchase instantly, right? We just want them to click on the website. So the simpler, the better, because if they do have any interest, if they do have knots, aches, pains, tension, they'll see the ad, it'll pique their curiosity because it doesn't give them too much information. And they go, oh, I'll click learn more at the bottom. I'll swipe up and go to the website to learn more and see what this is about. So think of your ads like that. It's just to pique interest and let people know that, hey, do you have this issue? Here's a solution, right? And if you're targeting that specific audience of like, hey, are you a footballer with this issue? Or hey, are you someone that lives in Salt Lake City with this issue? Or hey, are you someone who lives in California with this issue? And you target people in California, you're definitely going to get their ears to perk up. Like, whoa, this advertisement knows them from California. And it's just going to be their subconscious doing it. So that's what I kind of mean with like speaking people's language. It gets their ears to perk up. It gets them to listen, builds curiosity. Then they click to the website. The website gets them to add a cart, and you know the rest of the process. So I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, but let's watch the rest of the videos. Really simple, guys. Some simple animations. They're 5 seconds. Feel the relief of cupping therapy today. Use code SAVE, right? So this is cold traffic. Right here, we can do like we could do a buy two, save 40% as like a warm traffic, and then a hot traffic of like, hey, you should just purchase right now, please. On the hot traffic, you definitely want to do like scarcity and deals and like sale ends today type stuff, or like code, use code SAVE, it expires in 24 hours, something along those lines. So I hope this gives you guys a good understanding of like what a feed post looks like and what a story post looks like. Now let's jump into Facebook and set up our first campaign. All right, boys, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's click create ad. So we want to start with a sales ad. We obviously want sales, right? Let's go through this process. We're going to do test campaign. We'll just call it that. We're basically going to keep everything the exact same. I'm going to go to the next one just to give a little explanation. So advanced campaign budget, if you're familiar with old Facebook ads, this is basically CBO, which is campaign budget optimization. We don't really need to use it, right? Because our strategy is we have one campaign, one ad group, and then we're going to let Facebook spend however it wants on all the creatives. If we wanted to have one campaign with a ton of different ad groups, and we wanted like a Reels ad group, story ad group, feed ad group, and we want it to spend the budgets randomly how it thinks is good based on the story placement, based on the feed placement, based on the Reels placement. If we use the advanced campaign budget, it's going to decide which placement it likes better. Then it's also going to decide which video ads, which creatives it likes for that placement as well. So I hope that makes sense. This is just a little bit messier. You don't really need to understand it fully. We're not going to really be using it. This strategy that I laid out within this is going to be a lot better. But of course, this is something you can test later down the line, because again, if something works for one ad account, it doesn't ensure that it's going to work for another ad account or another store, or another brand, or another product. So make sure we're always trying and testing things. But for this strategy, let's hit next. Let's go to the ad set name and just put basically no targeting. Click website right here. This is where just choosing a conversion. We want people to convert on our website. So we can hit performance goal here. You can target maximum number of conversions, or you can do maximum ROAS, which is basically like getting high value customers that will purchase a lot more versus just getting as many customers as possible. I would always just do maximum number of conversions. I wouldn't mess with the ROAS one. Pixel, you want to make sure that that is in, your IDs up there, and hopefully we've already checked that our pixel is up and running, because that is very key. Then we want to go to conversion event, and it's at add to cart. We're not going to focus on add to carts. We want purchases. So make sure that is in there. Cost per goal, it is optional. It might be worth testing later down the line, but we're not going to do that now. Dynamic creative, this is an option where you can kind of let Facebook try different creatives. You can give it different variations and it's going to choose what it likes, but we're kind of already doing that, so we don't need this element on. For me, I would really like to set a $100 daily budget, because that's what we're doing on TikTok. But if you see right here, when you're first starting running ads on Meta, the maximum amount you can spend per day is 50. So it looks like we are capped, boys. 50 on our start date we want to do for tomorrow. I'm just going to put 12:01. So right at midnight, a minute in, it's going to start running these ads for me. We never want to put an end date. Now we're in the audience section. So this is where we can do a couple different things. So targeting just the US is the best for really trying to build that e-commerce brand, getting into wholesale inventory and all that stuff. Because if your entire pixel is only USA customers, all of your website data is only USA customers, that's a really big asset long term as we get into the branding stuff. But if you're just sticking to drop shipping, it's good to add in some other countries that are very likely to convert, because our 3PL team can ship to most major countries within that 7 to 12 days, sometimes even sooner. So we might as well take advantage of it and get sales from other countries if we're staying in that drop shipping realm. I personally think it's okay to stick in the drop shipping realm for a little bit, target some other countries to get some easier sales, to build a little bit of data. It is slightly less quality because it's not just USA customers, but in the end of the day, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So if you want to add in other countries to potentially get more sales, you definitely want to do Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia. Again, I would send a quick message to your 3PL. Say, hey, is there any issues with sending my specific product to Canada, UK, New Zealand, Australia? What are the shipping times? And get a little bit of an update with them before you just go ahead and dive in. Next, when it comes to age or gender, I'm not going to target anything. That's what we did on TikTok and that's what's working. But if you are selling like makeup or something that helps with period cramps, or like something that's like specifically female, you can do it. But again, I just never like to. You can mess with age, but again, I really just don't like to. I want Facebook to have as much control as possible. Next, the really important part is placements. So you want to hit manual placements, basically turn everything off. The only thing I want on this one is Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. That's the only placement I want, because we're grabbing our TikTok videos and we're putting it on Reels. And right now, Reels are doing really good because Facebook, Instagram, Meta as a whole is trying to compete with TikTok. They want their platform to get all of the vertical videos. They want to get all the views, and they want to kind of squash TikTok. So any advertisements that are on that platform, they're going to try to give better results to, because they're trying to make that platform or that sector of their platform flourish. So Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, only placements there, everything else turned off. We want to hit next, and that is all that we're going to do for our targeting on our ad group. Next thing we need to do is grab all of our videos from our TikTok, and that's kind of hard, right? Because we don't want to download them and have the watermark. So here's the best thing we want to do. Go to tiktok.com, go into our account, and I'll show you exactly what to do. You can see we're getting some decent views here today. Pretty nice stuff. We can go in and copy the link and go to something called SnapTik. You want to hit this option, SnapTik TikTok downloader, paste it in, and you want to hit download. And this is going to give you your TikTok video without the watermark. But this is, whenever you do services like this, there's always little ads that are sketchy. Like hitting download here isn't the correct thing. You want to hit download here, MP4 without watermark. Then it does a pop-up and you can click right here and hit download. So we just got that downloaded. You can see there's no watermark. You can hear it, and we just got our video there. So we need to go through and download all of our videos and import all of them into the creative section. So we have our one campaign, one ad group, and all of our videos located inside of it, just like TikTok. All right, so I just finished downloading all of those videos. Make sure you're being safe and clicking the right buttons. There's pop-up ads that are gonna try to trick you into clicking it, and it'll get like viruses on your computer, and it's a little bit sketchy, but that's like the best option is to use Snaptic. Okay, before we get into adding in these videos, make sure you have your Instagram account connected. There'll be a little button that just says sign in or verify or something, and it'll get it connected in. But the next thing we need to know is that we can post these videos on Facebook or on Instagram and hit this button right here, do use existing post, select post, and pull it up from the Facebook, pull it up from the Instagram, or anything like that. And what that's going to do is essentially create a Spark ad, right? So all of the traffic that we get on the video goes onto our Facebook page, or goes onto our Instagram page, wherever it was posted first. So it looks like we're getting a ton of Instagram traffic, or it looks like we're getting a ton of Facebook traffic. So Spark ads are good because it's going to organize all the views, all the likes, all the comments into one area. And personally, that is what I recommend. So the first thing we want to do is post it on our Facebook account. So we want to go to our Facebook page and hit reel and add in a video. We'll get our video in, hit next. We don't need to trim the video. We don't really need to do anything. And we're just going to use the exact same ad copy we did on TikTok. The best thing is pretty much save 30% today, save 40%, 50%, whatever it is. If you go to my New Cup website, you can see that they instantly save $30. So you can just kind of put anything there. I think 30% is fair. Sometimes I've heard that Facebook doesn't like when you have everything 50% off. So I think 30% is more than enough. I'm just going to keep it at that. And we're just going to publish, and we're going to go through and do this on every single video ad that we have. I think it's around like 5. And refreshed here, you can see the post is up. So I'm just going to do that for every single post. I'm going to try different ad copies like get yours today, but in the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If the video interests them, they'll click. This one I am going to try. We have 50% off today up here. See how that one goes. Also mine, this product is in like the pain relief category. So I have to be very careful with the things I say, or I can literally get my ad account taken down. Some of these videos might be a little bit sketchy. There is a decent chance that they could ban me. I really don't think they would do that because they're very lenient right now, but it's a possibility. So be very, very careful with like the claims you make. In these videos, I know for a fact I say this takes away my knots, aches, and pains, but I have checked the ad library and I know that the Smart Cupper says the exact same comments. So I think I'm fine. I did at least check that. So after hitting just create post right here, I do remember this option. You can hit open now to this pop-up, and it's going to tie your Instagram and Facebook together, and it's going to post everything the exact same time. It's going to want you to log in, verify your Instagram. It's basically going to link these up together. So we can hit create post right here, and it should be able to put it on both platforms. This is a little weird though. I know that this is a more new feature, and I don't think that I can choose to only have it published as a reel. So I don't think we're going to be using this. Cool. And that was the last one. So they should all be posted here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So all videos are in. Let's go back to the ad account ad that we've been setting up. Hit use existing post, and we can select the post. We might need to refresh right here. So there's no worries. You can hit refresh on this, and it's going to save all of the settings you did and just put you right back at the same place. So we'll hit select post now, and it's going to preview for Reels and for Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. So we then need to hit a button. We want to do shop now always, and we want to have our exact link, which is this one, directly to our product, not our homepage or anything like that. Put that in, update post, and there we go. We have this one fully set up. So now we want to go to, well, let's talk about this. On the left, we have our campaign, our ad group, and then our video ads. We can name each one. This will be, let's just name video ad 1. Then we can duplicate it. Existing campaign, existing ad set, number of copies. I have 5 other videos. So now we can come in here and add in, we want to do existing post, change the post, scroll down, and just kind of input in every video for each one. And then when you finish, come in and change the name to video ad 2 and go down until you have all of your video ads in there that you want to test. So we just got done. We have all the video ads in here. It's telling me there's an error of like put in a objective URL and stuff, but it's already in there. I'm not sure why it's doing that. And we're basically good to set up. We just want to make sure that our tracking pixel is up there. You want to make sure you have all of your posts in. They all have the correct link and they have shop now. Definitely want to do shop now. And yeah, that's basically it. We're good to hit publish. And this is going to run basically a mirrored campaign to what we did on TikTok. So it looks like it's still giving the errors for some reason. I know this is just some weird hiccup, but let's hit review and publish and go to fix error and see what it's talking about again. So call to action required. Your campaign objective requires an external website URL. Yep, it's literally right there. So I guess we'll just remove it. Yeah, not sure why this is bugging out. Facebook always has some weird issues going on. Okay, looks like if I individually publish them one by one, those go away for some reason. Just a weird bug, but we should be good to go. So these are going to all start at midnight, and this is basically the exact same process of what we did on TikTok. So we have our campaign, our basically no interest targeted, really open targeted audience, $50 a day, and it has all of our video ads in there. Looks like these ones aren't publishing either. Hopefully this one works and gets them all going. Then the next thing we would want to do is obviously we want to watch this, check all the data, see how it's working, just like we did with our TikTok testing. But now we can also do the exact same but for story posts. So we want 3 to 5 creatives when it comes to a story ad, and we can make all those up on Canva. And then with a feed post, we want to have a single image, and we want to do 3 to 5 creatives for that. Test it the exact same way. Literally nothing changes. We want to have them as existing posts on our Facebook account, and that's about it. You want to create 3 to 5 different single images. You can also do another campaign that has feed posts that are videos that are those little GIFs. But the main things I would recommend is you want a test campaign structure for Reels, you want a test campaign structure for single image feed ads, and you want a test campaign structure for your story posts. So those are the ones I'd recommend to get started, but we can only spend $50 a day. So I'm just going to test my Reels today. Tomorrow I'll probably do stories. Then the next day I'll probably do the feed images. It just depends on how much it's going to let me really spend, because Facebook's a little bit iffy at the start. And there's a decent chance that it doesn't even spend this money at all. And there's a decent chance that they also try to say that I'm making claims or try to come at me with some weird bullshit when it comes to me running the ads. So when you're at this point, you basically just cross your fingers, hope that it spends, because you know that these are good video ads, you know that this has potential, and hopefully you can start racking just as much as you're doing on TikTok on Facebook, which is going to be super exciting. We'll hit $1,000 days alone just through that if we can mirror some similar results with Facebook. Something I want to mention, and I will film me setting up my feed ad and my story ad, but when it comes to feed ads, this is where you want to get into ad copy. This is where you do want to tell a story. With your Reels, you don't want to tell a story, right? They're watching a visual video they don't want to read, but when you only have a single image, if it does pique their interest, they do want to read a little bit before they go to the next, before they click to your website. So the best thing to do here is go to the Facebook ads library. We want to hit all ads and go to our competitors. So we'll do the Smart Cupper. We'll also check Revomatic and just look at their copy. Usually a copy like this is going to be your best bet. Something that has the link in it, has some emojis, some verified things. They just kind of show like, hey, these are the key benefits. And it has a little emoji next to all of them. Something like this with stars, #1 selling product. This is good things to do when it comes to like a picture ad. People are doing it on their video ads, which I don't recommend, because they're doing feed posts with the huge formatted thing that's not even for the feed post. So the whole point behind doing this is to have content tailored to each placement so it doesn't look like out of the norm, right? Like there's a ton of people that they'll make a square image ad and they'll do, yes, post this on the feed for the placement, and they'll also post it on the story. And it's like, why would you post a square image to Instagram stories? It looks so out of place. It throws your caption up on the screen and it looks awful. So every placement you do, you need native content for it. That's why I separate all my campaigns by placement. Probably should have explained that at the start. But yeah, we can come in here and check out. Looks like they're trying important announcement. Huge ad copy here. So we could try something like this on our image ad. That's where it fits. It doesn't fit on a video ad, right? You're trying to do 2 things at once, catch 2 birds with 1 stone. It's not going to work. Let's also check Revomatic. So see, they have this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a hot traffic or warm traffic ad. They just have a cool little image. They have their nice little stuff here showing their star rating. Then they have more of a storytelling structured ad copy here. That's what you want to do on your images. So I'm glad that example came up. Looks like it's not showing us all of their ads. Interesting. I wonder why it's not showing anymore. That's really weird. I know for sure they have other ads up. For some reason, it's not showing me other ads. I know they have more ads. That's kind of weird. But yeah, when it comes to single image ads, make sure you have ad copy just like this. All right, guys, well, I will see you in a couple days when I can come back and hopefully have some analytics, some stuff here to show you guys, as well as more of an open budget so I can set up my feed ad and my story ad structures. And then we'll probably have a later video that goes over retargeting in general, because that's a little bit more tricky. There's specific things we need to set up. So that pretty much wraps up for my filming today, and I will see you in a couple days when I can spend more and when I have some stuff to show you guys. All right, guys, so it's the next day where it's like 9:51 in the morning, and things are going pretty decent so far. So the first thing I wanted to go over, and we'll jump into my computer, is that Facebook is allowing me to up my budgets already after that first day. So I can now do $100 daily budget on that one ad account, and hopefully it's also going to let me do 100, and I can start the story placement version. So I just made up the stories. Let's jump in my computer and I'll show you what they look like. All right, so this is the first ad. We have an 8-second story ad, and it's basically just an image with some animations. So this is what it looks like. That kind of comes in, grabs their attention really quick. Boom, cupping therapy, really cool image. And then it says, get rid of stubborn knots, aches, and pains today. I'm thinking that this copy is okay because we haven't had any issues. We haven't been flagged at all. And I'm guessing Facebook's really just hurting right now because this is something that definitely would have been at least flagged and then approved later in their early processes. So kind of interesting, but to watch it one more time. Cupping therapy, get rid of stubborn knots, aches, and pains today. That's it. And then it'll just sit there so they have some time to kind of read through it and click the link if they're interested to swipe up. So that's the first one. Here is the second. Just a different feature. This one might be my favorite. I think this is just more subtle, very eye-catching. Yeah, I think it's a really good one. This one's not my favorite, but it's simple, so you never know. You just want to give variants to Instagram, to Facebook, to let them kind of play with it. So these are going to be the different creatives that we throw into the story ad. To give an update on the store, it's 9 in the morning. We've already done 100 in sales. This month so far, just in March, in these first 3 days, we've done 1,000. We've already processed almost 2,000 on this store, and we're doing it profitably. It's kind of insane. So let's jump into the Facebook ads. I have everything set up and I kind of want to show you what it looks like. So just started a new campaign. We're just calling this stories. The campaign name is basically just going to be the placement that I'm going for because everything else is the same. So we have a story ad. Obviously we're going to be doing auction, sales, and that's really all we need to hit for that. Ad group, I just label it no targeting, website, maximum number of conversions, purchase, make sure the pixel's in there, $100 daily budget. It's only going to let me do 50. So we'll have to do 50. Sadly, that just means we're going to be getting data slower. That's basically all it means. Things are getting more automated, more simple, more easy with Facebook and with honestly every advertising platform. We're heading in a really good direction. I really like it because in the end of the day, as a business owner, our job is just to make cool videos, cool content that people resonate with, and that's it. Facebook does the rest, TikTok does the rest, Google does the rest. All these advertising platforms are getting really optimized. So it used to be that like the amount of budget that you would put in would dictate like the level of success you get. Like, oh, you put too high of a budget, your results are going to be too expensive. Facebook thinks you have money, so they're going to waste your money more. That was kind of like the theories and stuff. And there was a lot of results that showed that lower budgets would get more purchases at a lower price, and then you just have to duplicate them a million times. But we're getting away from that and we're heading in a really good direction. So high budgets is good because it allows us to move faster, get more data, because it's not hindering or like killing our results in any way, our quality. So very exciting there. I'm just going to have it roll today, even though I usually say started at 12 at midnight. I don't really care. Like $50 a day, $100 a day isn't too much for me personally. I know for some other people that's not the case, but yeah, for me, I'd rather just get the spend going ASAP. So US, New Zealand, Canada, UK, Australia, no age, no gender changes, no targeting. Manual placement's really important. Make sure you're only on the Instagram story and Facebook story. That's about it for that. Let's hit publish because I had to change the $50 daily budget. Okay, so I'll turn ad preview on. You can see them in here. I did have to download them as videos, so keep this in mind. So I downloaded these as videos. When I did GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, it didn't show up in the preview, and I just wanted to make sure that it was functioning properly. I didn't want someone to just get an ad of the hand and like none of the animations come up or for some reason. So I just made him a video. There's no sound to him, so it's technically just a GIF. We did a manual upload, single image, put a video in. That's it. No text, no headlines, call to action. Make sure you're always doing shop now. I've heard rumors, and you can hit shift click to highlight both of them and hit publish. I've heard rumors that if you do learn more, they'll try to like flag you like you're trying to learn more is for articles. Like if you're like, hey, there's this new crazy headline, like, and you're trying to get someone to come to an article, that's when you do learn more. You're like trying to teach someone. But when it's a product that you're trying to sell, you shouldn't do it. I don't know if it's just a rumor or not. You have very basic setups. I just do shop now, throw the link in. That is it. No extensions, no shop stuff. nothing fancy. So extremely easy. So we have that one set up. $50 a day will be spent on the ad group. So each ad will have to divvy up and kind of fight for those $50 of spend. But let's look at my reels so far. So we spent 67 bucks, no sales just yet, but 2 initiated checkouts. So not too bad. We're looking decently on track. And remember, this one, it did let me go up to 100. I'm not sure if it's actually going to do it, but it didn't give me an error. So that one's set up at 100. And the data, let's see how it's spending on the ad. So it really likes this foot ad. Pretty funny. I'll open it up for you guys.
If you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of knots, aches, and pains all over your body. I get them really bad in my shoulder right here, and I used to just massage them to try to get them to go away, but now I use this cupping device. It uses red light therapy, heat therapy, and gives you all of the benefits of traditional cupping with a single click of a button. It's extremely easy to use on yourself, and honestly, it's the only thing that takes my knots. If you're anything like
cool, so yeah, you guys have seen that ad before. For some reason, it loves that one, and technically, I should turn this off, right? Like our break even, I want to say is like $46, and it doesn't have a sale yet. If you want to go through the data right there, it doesn't have a sale yet. So most people that are like scared and like, oh, I can't be wasting money, like this is stupid. Like honestly, when you're thinking bigger, when you have more resources, when you've been in this game for a while, and you understand what's going on, you just don't really care to spend a little more to see if it could pan out and work, because Facebook, honestly, like it's only spent $67 and it's trying to find customers within its base of hundreds of millions of users. Like it's a pretty hard task and it needs more data. So I'm happy to let it spend, let it collect more data. And honestly, like I could let this spend up to $80, and if it didn't get a purchase, then turn it off. But what's good and what's interesting is TikTok didn't like this ad. It really didn't. And now Facebook likes it. And what's weird is I went back into my TikTok account. We can see, so I'll explain what happened here. I tried to do a $300 budget, which was a duplication of this one, and it got some sales. It for sure did, but it wasn't super profitable. So I'll break down what happened here. Just a duplication, and all I did was put in the top 3 videos. Oh, that's interesting. One new one came in. Okay, so here's what I think we'll do. So I put in the 3 top videos thinking, hey, Instagram likes these videos, like I'll just give it the same 3 videos and up the budget. But TikTok is a little bit interesting. It's like every new campaign has a new function and it likes different videos, because it wasn't liking these ones too much, especially this one. It was spending a ton of money. So I needed to turn this one off, and I guess I just need to cycle in some of the older ones and see if it's going to like those. And that's why I say advertising is just guessing. Like you have no clue in the end of the day. So I tried a $200 budget a little bit lower to see if this one could be profitable. And one of them is doing profitable sales right here. It's getting a good amount of the spend, but I threw all of the ads in, and look, it's the foot ad. Now TikTok likes the foot ad. So data's all over the place at the start. Things get really weird and wonky, but the longer you've been doing it, the more things start to make sense, the more things even out, and you get a clear vision of like what works and what doesn't. So what I'm going to actually do today, and this is kind of like a part of the scaling process, is I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to turn off this ad that's not getting too profitable, because I mean, after 350 in spend, it should definitely have some more things to it. And I'm just going to add in all of the other videos, all of the other creatives. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so actually what I would have to do to get all of these other ads in is copy and paste the codes in again. I can't just grab them as existing videos. Oh, here's another thing. So it says that it's partially not delivering. So something that this tells me, which is really good, is that I need to target 18 and older. So you can see what it says. Therefore, it can only be viewed by users 18 and above. So I could go in on my next ads and select only 18 and older, and it might improve the performance, but it's a natural filter they're already doing. They're already avoiding showing this to different ages, younger ages, but I'm going to turn the 300 one off. Honestly, we can just add this one to $300 budget since it's already working good, because that last one, I honestly am too lazy. I can't be asked to go copy and paste all the codes, select them again, email them to myself, paste them in here. I just don't really want to do that. Also, it's kind of, you need to be a little bit calm with scaling. It's easy to see once you have a product, once you have a winner that's like going to just like run at it full force, but you do want to be a little bit hesitant and a little bit slow through the process. Let it collect data. Don't just throw thousands of dollars a day in, because you can really start getting in a scary place. So I'm gonna actually let this go out for a couple days. Something that my old mentor told me when I was just barely getting into Facebook ads, he's like, don't make a change in your ad account unless 3 days have passed. Like, so what he would do is basically twice a week, he would come into his ad account and assess what's going on. He would read the data for only those 3 days, and he would sit on it and really like set for a couple hours and read this data, what's happening, what's going on, on, what is Facebook telling me, what is TikTok telling me, and make very calculated decisions. And I'm reading this book called The Road Less Stupid. Pretty sure that's what it's called. And it talks about having thinking time, where you literally sit down with a journal, no distractions at all, and you write down specific questions and you ponder on them for 30 minutes. And this is a very good practice you should have with your ad account. You shouldn't be coming in here making willy-nilly emotional decisions, and that's kind of like what I was about to do. You really need to set out a goal. Okay, within this week, I want to get to $500 spend on TikTok and on Facebook, and I want to scale up to it in a healthy way by injecting new creatives, slowly increasing budgets, and following an exact plan. Then you want to let 3 days pass. Let Facebook have 3 days with whatever budget you've set up, and get in the analytics and ponder. Have that thinking time where you can set and say, okay, what is Facebook telling me? What actions do I need to take? Does it need better videos? What videos did good? How can I perform in these videos a little bit better? How can I optimize them? How can I make the hook more engaging? Can I add a sound in? Can I do something crazy at the start? And maybe I can say, hey, are you having pain in your neck? Then you need to try this thing instantly. And anyone that's having pain in their neck is instantly going to hone in, be like, yeah, it's been bugging me all day. And maybe we can get people that way. And you can sit and ponder. And again, kind of referencing this stuff in module 1, you can let the universe give you those thoughts. You can use your brain as a radio frequency to tune in to something higher than yourself, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to call it, it is there. Tune into that and ask, what do I need to do? What actions do I need to take? And silence your mind and listen and create very calculated decisions that are well thought out within your ad account, because it's very easy to come in here and be like, wow, it's working. Let's throw in more and get emotional. That's a good emotion, but it's still emotional. So it all needs to be on data. It all needs to be on analytics, and you need to take your time and be really slow. Try to follow that rule of only coming in every 3 days and messing with stuff, and making sure that anytime you make a change, it's a very well thought out decision, because when you start just clicking buttons, turning things off and on, your optimization goes to shit extremely quick. So tons of little side tangents there, but my overall theory is that it's gonna be best to throw in as many creatives as possible. Like if I get to the point, it's just a theory, I need to test it a little bit more, because things are always changing, right? And it's always fun to test new things. But every campaign you start, you should probably throw in almost like all of the videos you have, and just kind of go through that fun process of seeing which one TikTok likes the most, turn it off if it's not getting good performance, let the other one spend, maybe add in some more, and just have a really huge recycling library of content that TikTok can play with, that Facebook can play with. But I will hone in more on these theories. This is just some theoretical stuff for my ad account and what I think's doing good based on my results, because you have to remember, genuinely every ad campaign, every ad group, every ad account, every business manager, every platform is going to operate completely different from one another. The results are going to vary so much. It depends on your product. It depends. We're doing the scientific method with like 20,000 variables, millions of variables, honestly. Like it's very hard to say this works every time, or like this is the best, because it's always going to change. So definitely a big side tangent. I'm at like 18 minutes of filming, almost 19. And yeah, that's basically the update for today. I will come back when I have some image ads. We'll probably do those tomorrow of like the feed posts, and then we'll get into some retargeting, and then later down the line we'll show a big scaling process for both TikTok and Facebook. All right, guys, so this is another little update. It's been, I think, a day or 2 days since the last little update, and things are going really good. Facebook is pretty slow right now, but we're getting a lot of really good traction with TikTok. So let's jump into my computer and just go over a basic update on how everything's going, the numbers we've pulled, our ROAS, our profits, all that stuff, and really understand what's going on and explain how I'm doing all this. So let's dive in. So you can see we're on the store today. We've done 500 in sales. It is it's 4:50 p.m. That's what I meant to say in the day. So we still have our payment hold, which kind of sucks, but look at this. Yesterday, almost $1,000 day. So tomorrow we are definitely going to hit probably close to a $2,000 day, because I have a really big ad campaign that's going to come out. Just a really high budget. Basically, I'll show you everything that I'm doing, but we're doing pretty good so far, guys. We started on the 24th. That's when we got our first sale. It is the 4th right now. We've done $3,100, and this is profitable. So let me kind of show you what's going on. So our Facebook ads, let's go to maximum. Yep, we're in it. Go to the campaigns. We've spent $148 with no sales. So the Reels has spent $142. They really liked this foot video, and this foot video is doing crazy on TikTok right now. now, but for some reason, no sales, no traction on that. Had to turn it off. 124 in spend is a lot over the budget. So now it's just spending really slow. I set it to $100 a day and it's, I don't know, it's just really slow. So we'll have to give it some time to really even out, get the spend on some other videos, and hopefully one pops up or pops off. And if it doesn't, we'll just keep making video ads. That's just kind of, it is what it is. Then just like I did in the last video showing you the story, it's moving a little bit, $7 in spend, nothing to really talk about there. TikTok, this is where it's getting fun and cool. So let's go to the maximum here and talk about everything. So we spent 1,800. So if you've spent more than half, you're usually not too profitable. You might have a little bit of profits, but we're at a 1.5 ROAS. So we're over our break even. So we are at a profit. We do know that, but a lot of this is like ads that weren't doing good that are turned off now. And the ones that are doing good are doing really good. Like this one right here, I'll show you how good this foot video is doing. 3.26 ROAS on 18 purchases, meaning I've spent $392 in order to get 1,280 in sales. This is super profits. So maybe in the grand scheme, it's not like that big of profits, but we have an asset, a video ad that's working really good. So now I can do, put the new cup thing on my foot more, do more stuff like that to get more hooks. And now I know, now I have that asset, I have the knowledge, I have it working, and it's printing me money. I know for a fact if I put more money into this, it's going to print me money at a 3x return. That's a huge asset. That is by definition an investment-based asset. Like very big there, very exciting. The value per customer per sale is averaging out to $71, and that's not counting lifetime warranties or shipping costs. This is just product sales. We are getting people buying 2 units a lot. Every probably 4th purchase on the store is someone buying 2 units. So unbelievable. Like this surpassed what I thought it would do. This was just to be a test store to show you guys what success should look like. And it just panned out. It's working really, really good. So extremely excited on that. The reason why I think we're going to hit 2K days very soon is I am scaling up to $500 a day on these budgets. So right now I'm doing what I'd kind of call like test scaling. And I'm basically just duplicating the budgets with higher numbers. So you can see I tried to do a $300 day one and it just didn't pan out. You never know. The main reason was because I only put 3 videos. You do want to re-put all the videos you have that are good and let those try again, because the foot video in the first test right here, in the first test, the foot video is not even that good unless it started doing good now. I haven't checked this in a little while. Where's the foot video? Yeah, foot video, $71. No conversions, but on the random other one right here, it's like our most profitable thing we've ever created. So it's weird. You never really know. That's what I'm saying. This is targeted guessing. I can tell you what works, but it's only an attempt. It's only a guess. Only TikTok can tell you what works. Only Facebook can tell you what works. So good little tidbits there. Good little update. When this $500 a day one starts at midnight tonight, because if I turn this one on now at 4:55, it's going to blow through that $500 budget and really screw me over. And I do not want to do that. But yeah, 18 purchases on a 2.75 ROAS for the entire ad group. That's counting all of the videos. Like pretty unreal. This is great numbers. And this is only TikTok. Like we haven't even gotten a sale from Facebook yet. And we've pulled 3,100. So things are looking really good. Very promising. I think we're going to be hitting 5K days with this store, to be completely honest. I really think we can do 5K days very soon. And if I was really committing to this long-term, big time, like working with UGC influencers, like really diving in, this could be a 6-figure store in like no time. And I might try to take it as far as I can until the course releases and everyone sees this and copies it, because then it'll be too saturated. But something else that's interesting is we're getting more per customer. We're getting more than $1 per customer. So let's jump into analytics. This will be fun. You can see we're getting really good conversion rates. Average order values are high. This is just yesterday. Let's go over just this month so far. 57 AOV. Okay. 65 AOV, 34 orders, 2% conversion rate. We're getting way more per dollar. Usually a good way to kind of test if your traffic and your stuff's working out is you get $1 per viewer. So I would have $1,575 in sales. We're getting way more. So it's awesome. And we haven't gotten any returning customers, and we're going to start getting into email and SMS retargeting and campaigns and giving people deals if they come back and make a second purchase and stuff. So we're just getting started, boys. This is going to be crazy. I'm really excited. I know we can take this one far. So that's just a little update today. We will start rolling out faster on Facebook, but it's taking really long. It's going really slow. But yeah, I'll see you in the next update. All right, guys, we've been kind of all over the place with Facebook ads, but I want to wrap it up in this kind of part that I'm filming today. So to give you an update of what happened, Shopify has shut my payments down. They shut everything down, but we got it back up and running. So let's kind of show this month so far. It is the 11th today, and on the 7th, 8th and 9th, we were fully taken down, 0 in sales. We got taken down halfway through the day here, or else we would have hit probably a $3,000 day. We were really scaling up. I spent like $2K on my ad budgets and lost it all, not realizing the store was taken down in time. So really sad there, but we turned ads back on yesterday, hit 570, and we're at 517 today, scaling up, and we're healthy again. So very good news. But when it comes to Facebook, all I really did is I go over this in the bonus module, putting out fires with like Shopify and payment issues. I kind of go over it in detail, but I had to turn all my ads off and return them back on. So I basically just duplicate them and let them start again. I'm not going to get into my feed post ad just yet, like the single image ad. I'm going to be doing that later, and I'm going to have a video later down the line that goes over the entire kind of like structure of Facebook and how to get omnipresence, how to really set up cold, medium, and hot traffic funnels, as well as retargeting and all those types of systems that you need to really crush it on Facebook before you really get into scaling, or doing them at the same time. So I will have a video going over all of that. But to test Facebook, all you really want to do is come in and try all your reels, make some story posts, start testing stuff, and then once your budgets are going better, get into making some single image ads, also some carousel ads if you're a store that sells multiple products or multiple variants of a product. I just sell one thing. I don't even have a color variation, so it just doesn't apply to me. But carousel ads are extremely easy to set up, and I always recommend when you're making any ad, go post it on your Facebook or Instagram account first, and then use an existing post so we have that Spark Ads feature. But yeah, we will be going over further details in other Facebook videos, and I will see you in the other videos on the course. Peace. All right, guys, welcome in today's video where we're going to be talking about virtual assistants. And this is something that we really need to cover before we get into Facebook, because Facebook is such a scaling platform. It's where we're really going to get into like $1,000 day budgets and be jumping into a whole new level of e-commerce and drop shipping. So we need to have a virtual assistant locked in. And overall, there's a lot of requirements we want to make sure that we have locked in before we kind of get into the Facebook scaling stuff. We want to make sure we're really mastering TikTok and understanding it and getting profitable on it, as well as starting to work with UGC creators so we can get a big influx of content that we can utilize on Facebook. So to get kind of some ducks in line or get everything in order before we jump into Facebook, the first thing we need to tackle now is the virtual assistants, especially since we've been doing TikTok and hopefully gaining some traction with it. So without further ado, let's get into the virtual assistant walkthrough.